Good morning. My name is Chris Capper and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado. I have the honor to show you today a 2022 Jayco Swift 20T with a lithium ion package upgrade. This is a really neat coach. A lot of these B vans that people are camping in are going with those cassette toilets, but this right here has a lot of upgrades, and one of those is going to be a nice toilet that you can actually sit on, and you don't have to get too in depth with what you got going on. So let's talk a little bit about what this is on. So this is going to be on the Ram ProMaster 3500 chassis. This is 11,000 GVWR chassis, 6-speed automatic transmission, and it's got that 3.6 liter V6 engine on it, which is pretty cool. We're gonna get, it has a 220 amp alternator with that, and just a lot of upgrades. Now, this paint spec here is going to be that really beautiful. It's in really good shape. This might have been stored indoors. Really beautiful metallic gray on that. It really shows off the paint. And then we have the upgraded aluminum rims. This will be a front wheel drive coach. Now, Jayco's been in the business since 1968. They've been noted as being a good company. They take care of their customers and they build really nice stuff. You'll notice as we're coming back here, I've got this really large running board right here. Just gives you a lot of extra capabilities getting in. And then those will have lights as well. So I have a Thule OmniStore awning right here. So we've got the lights. What's cool about this awning is that it comes out. You can actually attach it to the ground and strap it down. So multiple options with that, but this does cover the entire back of the coach from the front of the cab, which is pretty cool. So if we come back here, you'll see some more of the upgrades. So this has the Thule bike rack system on here, which is going to allow you to take those bikes, whether you're e-bikes, mountain bikes, speed bikes, whatever it is, as long as it's not a motorbike, you can get that on there. And so that just pops down. You can store your bikes and get them out there while you're with your spouse or your kids and go biking. And then we also have a spare tire on this. Now, there's a ladder here, and I'm going to show you in a moment when I open these doors that there's 3 little steps that will you can put on there. Now down here, I've got a 7-way and a 4-way plugs here for my 3,500 pound tow bar. So pretty cool with that. And then you'll notice that I have the sensor. So this does give me really good backup cameras that I have above me. And then I have good sensors. So if I'm getting a little bit too close to something, it'll let me know that it's there. So opening this, you always want to make sure you watch your head, because if these are a little bit lower, you can get that. I know that from personal experience. So we're going to open both of these. And you'll see this is the rear bathroom right here. So I'm gonna show you those pieces that I was talking about. These are those steps that go on that bottom of that ladder next to your tire. Gives you some steps. So you got 3 steps right there, attaches there very easily. So we have a nice little shower pan right here, 1 piece molded. And then right above that is our foot flush toilet. And then above here, you're gonna see I have a medicine cabinet. I have a nice little shower handle right there. And then here I have my sink. So in a small amount of space, I can take care of a lot of different things. Now, once you go ahead and brush your teeth or do your shaving, looking in the mirror right above, you can go ahead and just push this back where it goes. And then that dumps right down the drain, which is pretty neat. Speaking of that, this has the AquaView system on that. So when you're dry camping and you want to maximize the amount of water that you have in here without wasting it, this will run through the Truma hot water system. It'll run the water through that. And then when this turns white, that means it's nice and hot. You change your recirculator there and you have hot water immediately. So there is a little shower curtain that goes around here. And then over here, I'm going to get in this so you can see. I have a nice little area for my closet space. so I can hang up stuff, which you don't usually get these in a B van now. All these camping vans, they don't seem to have all that. So I have 75-pound drawer capacity on these. I remember that from all my Jayco training in the days. Stainless steel ball bearing glides on that. So I have 3 of those drawers right here. And then I also have a little fan here, so I can pop that fan up, turn that on, suck out any of the moist hot air or the stinky air that might be in there. So let's head back down. I also want to point out, got a little storage space right here. This is my spray port, so you can actually use this right here if you want to clean your boots or your dog, or just take an outdoor shower. You can do that. I can turn my water pump on right here, and this is for my outside light right there. 110 as well. So we talked about storage here, but if you look over here, I have more storage, and in that storage I have the mosquito net. So this mosquito net actually attaches to this piece here, goes around there, and it's got magnets in the middle, so you can easily get in and out, but keep most of those mosquitoes out. So pretty nice, and then a good way of keeping your toilet paper dry is to pop it in here, and then when you're not using that or when you're ready to take your shower, just close that up. So now on top of this right here, we're going to have a 13.5 BTU, 13,500 BTU air conditioner, and I have 2 solar panels on that. So it gives you the solar that you need. This is going to be to drain my black and my gray tanks. And on this right here, we have 27-gallon fresh water, 14.5 water gray water, and 13-gallon black. And then another cool thing, it's a must-have if you ask me, I have a black tank flush. So just gonna make your experience camping a little bit less stinky. Gonna hook my solar water, city water right here. I've got solar connection right there, my 30 amps right here, and this is a Furrion smart plug. And then if I am camping at a campsite, I can also plug in my cable right there. So really nice sharp look to this Truma hot water and heating system exhaust right there. A little place to store my sewer tank. That's for my propane. I've got 20 gallons of propane, or 20 pounds of propane on this. And then coming to the front, you'll notice I have my gasoline. This is a gas engine. So I've got that. You can just fill it up right here. You don't even have to open the door to access that. And on the 3500 chassis, so what's really cool about that versus some of the smaller ones is you get more storage, more capacity for putting more stuff in there. But what Jayco has done with this is they've actually upgraded this to a high-end ultra leather. This is like, I think, the most comfortable seat I've ever sat in a Ram ProMaster chassis. Very comfortable. Jayco's really good at doing that. It's got the airbags, fully adjustable, and both of these turn around so they can be part of the experience inside there. So I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it's just a nice little coach. Has a lot of your safety features that you would expect in a modern Sprinter chassis style here. So, and this kind of looks like a leather wrapped steering wheel. So it's a really comfortable, nice drive. I'm not going to open up the engine because we've all seen an engine, but I would just like to point out that this doesn't really seem to have any, like, I don't see any road hazard, road debris or anything hitting that. Everything looks really sharp on this right here. Maybe a tiny little touch there and there, but overall being a 2022, part of the reason might be this, I'm guessing this was inside stored, I can't prove that, but this right here only has 23,000 miles on it. We're right under 23,000. So good windshield, everything's great, good marker lights up there. Another neat thing is when you pull in, if you're putting this in your garage, and if it's a tight fit, these both automatically, you just push a button in there and they will swing in. So pretty nice. So opening this right here, you'll see I have a nice screen right here. So this will keep the mosquitoes out. Not as dog friendly, so I wouldn't use that to keep your dog in. And one of the things we talked a little bit about the Ram 3500 ProMaster chassis. When Jayco on their coaches does something called J-Ride, and this has the Hellwig helper springs right here, but it also has a heavy duty sway bar, which is gonna, first, the Hellwig helper springs are known in the industry to be best in class. They really are great at allowing you to level your load and keep more in here. In addition to that, that oversized sway bar, what that's going to do, it's going to keep the back of your coach when you're turning those harder turns, it's not going to sway as much. So instead of doing this, it might do this. So it just makes for a more comfortable driving experience. Jayco's tagline is quietest riding, best handling out there. So coming here, you'll notice that they didn't go cheap on this. This is a Firefly system, so we can access this with our phones. There's a remote app that you can do that. I can see where all of my tanks are. I can turn my water pump on. I can hit my black and gray tank heaters on that. I can adjust all my lights. I can adjust my climate on this, and I can adjust my awning as well. So one cool thing I'd like to tell you about this is already went through our chassis shop, and our chassis professionals have already done that oil change for you. They did a front end alignment for you, and they also put a new battery on the chassis for you. So we strive to make these camp ready. So when you pick it up, there's no issues that we haven't already addressed, and we invite you to come camping in our campsite and just be there in case you have anything that you need to learn, or if there's something we did overlook, we still have our techs there ready for you. So coming back here, we've already seen this. I'd like to point out, got two reading lamps on both sides. They both do blue, and they both do the reading style white. So I've got all this storage up here. So I'm just going to kind of get this open here, and then I'm going to get the same thing open here so you can just see how much storage I have in this coach. It is remarkable. So again, we are in a B van, and I can fill this up with stuff, and I also have the stuff, the storage back here. Now, how long are we? Thank you for asking. We're 20 feet 11 inches. So only 9 feet 3 inches high, and that's with the air conditioner on top. So pretty cool. And they have that nice Coleman, which is a Mach system, which is a really great system. Now I do have seat belts right here. This is going to be my bed. I've got a bed on both sides. And what's neat is somebody is sitting there in that seat belt. You can actually pop this over, and then they can have a little bit of that lumbar support behind them. Makes it for a more comfortable ride. Now these are two twins right here. Little storage area here, two twins, and then these will fold up. So if I want to do some reading or watching some TV, I can do that right there. Right above here, I'm going to have my Truma system, so I can go ahead and program that for my heating, water heater, or my interior heating system. Again, if you don't have your phone in your hand, you don't feel like getting out of bed, and you want to shut all the lights off, you can just reach up and just push that button right there. So lots of different options that you have right at the touch of your fingertips, no matter where you are. Going to have outlets on both undersides of here, along with a speaker system. It's Furrion. And then here you'll notice I have these little area back here. This is going to be where my furnace comes out. Two little areas to plug in my table. Now this table has multi-functions, so I can take that table out and I can set it up, and I can have dinner here. But I could also take this table out and I can set it right here, and then we can take these from two twins to approximately a RV king style. So if you just want to have just you and your honey cuddling, you can just do that right there, and it just makes for a nicer experience. Again, this will also come up, but what I want to show you is really cool here. So this is the lithium ion upgrade. So I have 618 amp hours of lithium energy right there ready for you. Now what else do I have? I have Victron Energy smart controllers, my Multi Plus which is going to be a 12 volt system, but I have a 3000 watt inverter, so I'm going to be able to run just about anything I want on that system right here. It's all tapped down in there. And if you know about solar, you'll know Victron is a really good name in the industry. So they did not go cheap on this. They really took care of taking care of you. And then if you notice, this is that Frawley system that everybody uses because it is so effective. The more weight you push on these pedals, the more weight pushes back, and it just makes a thinner mattress like this be a lot more comfortable. And we do have right over here, I do have hookups for the what originally was in here was a 24 inch television, so you can put that in there. I guess the previous owners really loved their TV, and so they took it with them. And let's show you a little bit on this kitchen. So solid surface countertops, which is really nice. I have my water right here. And then what's neat about this is I have all this space right here to prepare food. So most of the time we're in the kitchen, we're just preparing food, and so we have all the space to do that with. But when it's time to actually do the dishes or do the cooking, this glass top opens up and then it just clamps in just like that. So it keeps it out of your way. There's an additional tray that would have originally come with this, but I'm sure you can get on the aftermarket. Hooks right in there, so you can have your soap and your sponge and all that sit right in there. There's a little drying rack too. So I've got a little piece here that'll catch any particulate matter from getting down into your gray tank. And then when we shut that, let's look at our 2-burner Dometic gas cooktop. So pretty nice system. This is not like some of the cheaper alternatives. This is kind of a heavy duty metal right here. And then that just plugs right in there. And then both of these gas burner cooktops are have like an umbrella style over that, so when they're lit, if you do have a boil over, it should not clog that burner for you. So very simple to use. And here I have a nice little 3.2 cubic foot freezer refrigerator combo. So little place, look at that. I just turned this on not long ago. It's already cold. And this runs off of your battery or electricity. So really efficient, multiple places in the door, and here doesn't look like that was used too much at all. In fact, none of this coach looks like it was used too much. A little bit of standing on the floor, but that's about it. Microwaves. One of the top comments I get on my B vans is, why is there not a microwave? And guess what? Here, you got one. Not only is this a microwave, it's a convection microwave oven. And I literally just used my air fryer 2 days ago and my convection microwave oven. They're really efficient. And then we have more storage here. More storage here. And then I also don't want to forget, I've got a little spot right here for 2 110s, 2 USBs. And so pretty much anything that you need, you got storage for it here. Now, looking at this, both of these chairs do turn around, and there's a nice little table right there. You've got 2 USBs and 110 there as well. So you can have literally 4 people sitting back there eating. You could have someone sitting here eating. This does turn around. It's a little bit tight. I'll be honest. I've done that before, and strong magnet on this. But when you pull that out, you could kind of have a little bit there, but that's probably not the best chair to be sitting in. Now above us right here, I've got a nice little place to store the table legs right here. And I have the piece in case that awning gets stuck out, you can manually roll that in. The original, some or all of the original manuals are in there. And then up here, I'm gonna have everything that you'd expect to have in there. Modern conveniences, 12 volt, direct charge, USB charging, tow haul option, battery boost, all that cool stuff. So I just want to make sure I didn't forget anything real quick. So on top, we do have a WineGuard Connect 2.0 4 gig Wi-Fi digital TV antenna. It's omnidirectional. This has a 220 amp alternator, which is going to really get these batteries back here charging quickly. And 30 amp electrical service. We talked about that. Those 2 solar panels, 190 watts up there, and we do have a LP quick connect hookup. So I think I covered just about everything in here. Yeah, so good job. I want to thank you again for joining me. My name is Chris Capper. We're at Transwest Truck Trailer RV. If you'd like me to help you with this coach or any of the others that we have on the lot, please give me a call. You can reach me at 813-333-2988. Thank you so much and happy camping.